a distinguished Toastmaster. Last year she served as a Division B Director for clubs in Bulgaria, in Cyprus and Greece. This year she serves as a Division E Director for clubs in Switzerland. And during the last District Council meeting, she was elected as the Club Growth Director of District 109 for the incoming term. That starts from July 1st. She will deliver a speech in English about the protection of world cultural heritage. Save a cultural heritage, Natalia Liaropoulou, save a cultural heritage.
I know. It's a
I'm very happy to see you all here. 2,500 years ago, a mother gave birth to 6 daughters. For thousands of years, people were remaining speechless in front of their beauty. Even when their mother was occupied for 4 centuries, every soldier respected the mother and the daughters, and no one would even think to abduct the daughters from the mother. The love between the mother and the 6 daughters was the reason why they managed to remain together for 2,300 years in a challenging and changing world. And suddenly, a daughter was kidnapped by a man astonished by her beauty, purity, and innocence. He used tricks to cheat the soldiers. Now the daughter, she is kept in hostage for 221 years in a foreign country. Every single night, her mother and her 5 sisters in her motherland cry for the kidnapped daughter. Now it's time for you to realize that this is a real story for the most beautiful marble statue, the Caryatid, stolen from the oldest temple in Europe, the Acropolis of Athens. This story is about the oldest nation all over the world, Greece. Greeks, throughout our history, we suffered from war, slavery, occupation, financial crisis, but we know deep in our hearts that we are going to live forever. Because we have an endless past, a present, and an eternal future. In other words, Elgin took advantage of the war and the occupation of Greece, and he conspired with our enemy to steal the marbles and the sculptures from the Acropolis of Athens, which is considered to be one of the greatest world cultural monuments all over the world because of its outstanding value to humanity. Now, I would like you to allow me please to show you some other world cultural monuments so that you understand their value to humanity. Here we can see the Pina Palace in Portugal. And here we can see the Abbey of St. Gallen in Switzerland. During my last visit in Switzerland with Toastmasters, where all 3 monuments, the Abbey Archives, the Abbey Library, and the Abbey Cathedral belong to the World Cultural Heritage because of their outstanding value to humanity. Now, I would like you to think about if Elgin took advantage of other countries' occupation and war. What will the consequences to humanity would be? Let me give you an idea of the catastrophe. From 1802 until 1812, Elgin removed half of the remaining marbles of the Acropolis of Athens, and he transported them by sea to Britain. During the stealing and the removal and the transportation, he destroyed them. After gaining our independence, the newly founded Greek state began a series of projects in order to take back the looted monuments. We expressed our strong opposition, disapproval, and protest against the Elgin's removal. And now you can figure out the utmost danger that the utmost danger of the world cultural heritage, which is located in Kiev, Ukraine. If someone takes advantage of the war in Ukraine, what will the consequences to humanity be? Maybe this. Can you see the picture before and the picture after? We are afraid of the war. We are devastated of the losses of human lives. We are concerned about the lack of gas and oil. But someone has to raise international public awareness about the utmost danger of the world cultural heritage located in Ukraine, the Lavra Monastery. And someone has to raise international public awareness about the cultural crime that may be committed if someone takes advantage of the war in Ukraine, like Errikos in Athens, Greece, and steals and destroys the monuments. We should know that we do not inherit the cultural monuments from our ancestors, but we borrow them from our children. It is our duty towards humanity to protect them, especially during the war. Let's protect the world cultural heritage in the war in Ukraine, the Lavra Monastery, by raising international public awareness against the cultural crime that may be committed. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for getting seated. And I am Errikos, Natalia, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. Thank you for that speech. It was really wonderful. Let me tell you some stuff about Natalia's objectives. So Natalia's objective was to deliver that speech. This speech was already delivered, and she is incorporating a feedback on that speech, on the previous speech given in that speech. So let me say some things about that. Natalia's objectives and purpose was so much higher than incorporating that feedback. Obviously, Natalia did so many things to us. She moved us, she inspired us, she urged us to go into action about the world heritage. And how did she do that? Why did she do that? She did that because we are Greeks and we like to identify with those ideals. We have suffered and we identify with our culture. And you may ask why we identify with the culture, because there is no greater strength to instill in a Greek person the idea of the history and their mother and their mythology and their culture. So congratulations for that. It was so much inspiring, and I repeat, no one gets between a Greek and his culture. So Natalia used so many techniques. She used the storytelling technique with a very she did that so beautifully, and she used some advanced techniques, such as she used the maternal figure, which we can all identify with that, and she used, of course, some visual aids, and she also used humor just to make all the transitions. Of course, I'm changing the page. The presentation was excellently organized, and I really like the pictures. These were strong pictures that shocked us and tried to deprive us of our identity, so to move into action. Congratulations on that. Having said that, let me share with you some thoughts about how to do something somewhat better. So, I would like to move a little bit more in the stage. The stage is wide here, and you can use your body as a tool to show us here and to make some moves and to further be a little bit more theatrical with that. I really like that so much. And further than that, I would like to sometimes to see a little bit more poses, some poses to create anticipation and to escalate when you try to escalate your message, and use some vocal variety to heighten and maybe a little bit lower. Just combined with the move, I believe it would be so much stronger. And as a last but not least, try to use more enunciation in your speech. And I know it's not English, it's not our mother tongue, and we all can use some better accents, some better English accent, or a little bit better to enunciate some words to create a better flow for everyone to follow your message, which was a very strong message. So, all in all, Natalia, congratulations on your message. To identify with us, you identified very much with the audience. Just try to move a little bit more on the stage. Increase your vocal variety and have a heightening and lowering, and practice your accent and your enunciation to enhance the flow. Thank you very much.